Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're heading deep into Japanese legend, specifically to Lake Biwa. We're going to explore the amazing story of Tawara Tōda, probably better known as my Lord Bag of Rice. We've got some really great sources lined up, everything from actual 10th century history through popular Edo period fiction, right up to modern video games. Our mission: to figure out how a real historical guy, Fujiwara no Hidesato, became this legendary hero. We want to track that transformation, see what it tells us about warrior values back then, and why this story, well, why it still resonates today.
Yeah, and if there's one thing you should really latch onto from this whole discussion, it's how paradoxical the heroism is here. I mean, Tawara Tōda faces this monster, right? It's so huge, the stories say it could wrap around Mount Mikami.
Well, wrap around a mountain, seriously.
Seriously. But he doesn't beat it with some epic magic sword. Nope, he takes it down with one arrow. Just one. And the only reason that works is because he puts his own saliva on the tip.
His saliva.
His saliva. It's this amazing, almost forgotten detail linking courage. Yeah, but also this idea of innate purity and maybe even divine insight. It's not just about brute force.
Okay, that saliva detail is wild. We absolutely have to unpack that later.
Yeah.
But let's start with the hero himself, Fujiwara no Hidesato. The stories paint him as this guy who just couldn't sit still.
Right. He could not bear to be idle. He's actively looking for adventure, for glory. He really embodies that sort of proactive spirit of the rising warrior class, the Bushi.
That's a key point, isn't it? He's not waiting for trouble to find him.
Exactly. He represents that shift in the Heian period, you know, power moving from the refined court nobles towards the guys with actual military skill out in the provinces. He's basically putting himself right in destiny's way.
And that path takes him straight to the Seto-no-Karashi Bridge over Lake Biwa, which is just a perfect spot for things to kick off. Bridges and Japanese folklore, hashi, they're always these like threshold places.
Yeah, liminal spaces between the everyday world and the sacred or supernatural world.
You cross a big bridge in one of these stories, you know something's about to go down.
Definitely. The rules change on a bridge.
And waiting for him on this bridge, a monster, a gigantic serpent dragon. The descriptions are intense. Thick as a pine tree trunk, coiled across the entire bridge, smoke coming from its nostrils.
And everyone else, they saw it and ran, turned right back around.
But not Hidesato. This is where he shows his mettle, right? His test.
This is it. No hesitation. Doesn't even pause. He just walks forward dauntlessly, as the texts say, and steps right onto the dragon's coiled body.
I love that sound effect they mentioned. Crunch, crunch. Like he's just walking on gravel or something. He doesn't even look back. That complete lack of fear, that's what sets him apart.
And it works. The moment he crosses, the terrifying dragon just vanishes. And in its place, the Dragon King. Or in the later, more popular versions, it's a beautiful dragon princess.
So the dragon was just a test.
Exactly, a test of his courage, his yuki. And he passed. Big time. So the Dragon King, or princess, explains the real problem. There's this other monster, the Ōmukade.
The giant centipede.
A giant centipede. It comes down from Mount Mikami every night and basically terrorizes the dragon palace. They need someone to stop it.
And Hidesato, being Hidesato.
He agrees immediately. Of course he does. He gets taken down to the dragon palace, the Ryujuju, under the lake. Imagine that, this incredible palace feast underwater.
Must have been mind-blowing. But the party doesn't last, right?
No. Middle of the night, the whole palace starts shaking. You can hear the Ōmukade coming down the mountain like thunder, but with thousands of legs.
That sounds horrifying.
And it looks it too. Hidesato sees it approaching Mount Mikami. Its legs glow like hundreds of lanterns lighting up the mountainside. Its eyes are like huge bowls of fire. It's not just big, it's like elemental chaos.
So Hidesato grabs his bow. He's a master archer.
Top of his game, he fires the first arrow, hits it right in the head.
Yeah.
Nothing. Glances right off, fires the second one, same result. Bounces off the centipedes like super tough shell. His skill, his best weapon, they aren't enough. Ah, okay, so this is where it shifts. It's not just about fighting skill anymore.
Precisely. He's got one arrow left. And instead of freaking out, he remembers this old piece of wisdom. Human saliva is poison to centipedes.
There it is, the saliva.
Yeah, but it's more than just folklore. He takes the last arrow, puts the tip in his mouth, kind of infusing it with his own life force.
And does something else crucial, right?
Yes, he offers a prayer to his own patron god, Hachiman, the god of war. Then he shoots.
So it's this combination, ancient knowledge, his own vital essence, and divine backing.
That's the magic formula. The arrow hits, pierces the head, the sky goes dark, thunder crashes, and the giant centipede collapses, dead, into the lake.
Wow. Okay, problem solved.
Problem solved. And the Dragon King is beyond grateful. This deep sense of debt of Vandayon. So Hidesato gets rewarded big time. Magical gifts.
And this is where the nickname comes from. This is it. He gets a huge bronze temple bell, which he later donates. It's famous. He gets a roll of silk that never runs out, a pot that cooks food without any fire, and the big one, a bag of rice that never empties. The Tawara.
Tawara Tōda, my lord bag of rice. What a story. But okay, let's pull back from the myth for a second. This guy, Hidesato, he was real.
Oh yeah, Fujiwara no Hidesato.
Yeah.
Real historical figure, 10th century. He was kind of interesting, born into the court aristocracy, the Kuage, but he really made his name as a military commander out in the provinces. A proper bushi.
And his big historical moment.
940 AD. He was the key player in putting down this huge rebellion led by Taira no Masakado, a really dangerous uprising. Hidesato's victory was so important, the emperor made him Chinjufu Shugun, basically defender of the north. A huge honor.
So the legend kind of gives his real-world success a divine stamp of approval. Is that the idea? We're talking euhemerism here.
Exactly. Perfect example of euhemerism, where a real person gets sort of elevated into myth or legend over time. His historical win against Masakado gets mirrored by this mythological win against the Ōmukade.
So the story is saying his earthly power came from, or was at least blessed by, the divine. Like the Dragon King saw his potential.
Pretty much. It legitimizes his real-world power by giving it this supernatural origin story.
Which explains why the story itself changed over time, depending on who was telling it and why.
Absolutely. It wasn't static. The earliest version we have is in the Taihiki, a 14th century war chronicle. It's much shorter, more focused on the martial aspects.
The Dragon King is different there too, right?
Yeah, he's described as a strange, small man. And interestingly, the feast happens before the fight. It's more like a contract feast than service.
But later on, it gets more elaborate, more like a fairy tale.
Right. By the Edo period, you get the Tawara Tōda Monogatari. These were popular illustrated books, otogizushi, meant for a wider audience. Much more entertaining.
That's where the Dragon Princess comes in.
Yes, the beautiful princess, the list of magical gifts gets longer, the endless silk, the magic pot, and really importantly, this version explicitly connects the legend to history by including the story of Hidesato defeating Masakado. It bundles it all together.
And the setting, Lake Biwa, Mount Mikami, that wasn't just random scenery, was it? There's a whole cosmology baked in.
Totally. Lake Biwa is the pure water realm, the Sukai, home of the good Dragon King. Mount Mikami is a sacred mountain, a Shintai, but it's become the lair of this corrupting earth monster, the Ōmukade.
So the battle is like water versus earth, purity versus corruption.
Exactly. It's a spiritual clash. And Hidesato, this human warrior who bridges different worlds himself, is the champion needed to sort it out, to restore the balance.
Okay, which brings us right back to that arrow, the saliva. If it's about purity defeating corruption, why spit?
It's such a fascinating detail. In Shinto thinking, saliva isn't just gross. It can represent life force, ki, and even ritual purity in some contexts. The Yunkari isn't just a pest, it's a yukai, a creature embodying corruption and chaos.
So Hidesato defeats it, not with a stronger weapon, but because he himself is fundamentally pure.
That's the idea. His inner quality is the weapon. The arrow is just the delivery system. It makes the victory profoundly moral, not just physical.
That's deep. But the centipede itself? Didn't some samurai actually like centipedes? Wasn't it a symbol for them?
Yes. The paradox. It's brilliant. Here, the Ōmukade is the villain, pure evil. But you're right, traditionally, some samurai clans revered the centipede.
Why on earth?
They saw it as the messenger of Bishamonten, a major war god, because centipedes, they never walk backward. They only move forward.
Relentless forward momentum, got it.
Symbolizing unstoppable martial prowess. So when Hidesato, blessed by his god Hachimon and the Dragon King, defeats this monstrous, corrupted version of a warrior symbol, it proves his divine favor is superior. He's basically conquering a twisted version of the warrior spirit itself.
Wow. Okay, and his ally, the dragon, that's significant too compared to Western dragons.
Huge difference. The Japanese Rai isn't usually the greedy, fire-breathing hoarder you see in European myths. It's a water deity-wise, powerful, often benevolent, associated with fortune.
So teaming up with the Dragon King marks Hidesato as definitively good.
Absolutely. And it all started because he helped without asking for anything, pure generosity. That's why the Dragon King's gratitude, the on, is so immense. The gifts have to be inexhaustible. Endless rice, endless silk, because the debt is endless.
And that legacy it's not just confined to old scrolls, is it? People still remember this story today.
Very much so. There are actual physical places. Hidesato is still venerated at the Ryugu Hidesato Shrine right near the Seto Bridge.
No way.
Yeah, and that giant bronze bell he supposedly got from the Dragon King, it exists. It's a national treasure housed at Midera Temple. It even has its own set of legends now.
That's amazing. And artists love this story too, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was perfect for ukiyo-e woodblock prints, especially the Musha genre warrior prints. Masters like Kuniyoshi did these incredible dynamic scenes of Hidesato facing the massive centipede. Just visually stunning.
You can see how that image would stick. The giant centipede monster.
And it has. The Ōmukade is kind of a stock monster in Japanese pop culture now.
Like in anime, I feel like I've seen it.
Definitely. Think of Inuyasha. The very first big monster Kagome and Inuyasha face, Mistress Centipede, sets the whole tone.
Right. And in games too.
Oh, yeah. If you've played Sekiro, shadows die twice. Those horrible immortal centipedes, the ones that grant this awful, corrupting undeath.
Uh-huh. Creepy things.
That's drawing directly from this folkloric image of the centipede as a creature of impurity, of corruption that needs to be purged. It's a 1,000-year-old idea showing up on your screen.
That's wild. And Hidesato himself, is he still around in pop culture?
It is. He's actually a playable character in the huge mobile game Fate Grand Order.
Get out! How do they portray him?
As this really hardy, cheerful warrior who's also a massive foodie, loves to eat, and his ultimate attack, his noble phantasm.
Let me guess. The bag of rice.
You got it. He summons the inexhaustible bag and rains food down to heal and buff his allies. It's perfect.
From 10th century commander to legendary hero to mobile game gourmet warrior. What a journey.
It really shows how history gets woven into myth, doesn't it? Not to erase the real person, but to give their achievements this epic, unforgettable, divine meaning.
So the big takeaway here seems to be that Tawara Tōda's story is this perfect example of how legends build on reality, making history memorable and meaningful.
I think so. And maybe the deeper lesson from My Lord Bag of Rice is about what makes a real hero. It's not just about having the best sword or the most power. It's about having the guts to take that first step onto something terrifying.
Yeah, crunch moment.
Yeah, that moment. And having the inner purity or integrity to see it through, even if the solution is as unexpected as, well, using your own spit.
A great reminder that sometimes the solution isn't flashy. It's just fundamentally right. So, next time you see one of those giant centipede monsters pop up in a game or a show, remember you're looking at a piece of living folklore, a symbol of chaos with a 1,000-year history. Thanks for diving in with us today.